Hi guys, so I want to make a quick analysis on BTCUSD and what we expect with price over time. So based on how I analyze my charts and all that, so I use the swing points. The swing points are areas where I'm looking for price to react from. Now we can clearly see this is the 12-month time frame on BTCUSD. Now we can clearly see we had a swing point area there that was acting as a resistance before we had this strong breakout from it. This strong breakout from it. So right from this point, price has been able to communicate with me that we were actually bullish on BTC. Now I'm done with the yearly time frame. I've been able to understand my bias because I use my swing points to also understand my bias as well. Now sometimes price uses this area because we can clearly see this was an area of resistance before price took it out. Now in most cases price uses this area as a resistance tone support. This is why I said everything we are doing is still support and resistance, just they just came in a different name. Every area you are trying to mark on your charts is an area of support and resistance. It just depends on the ones you are marking as your area. You get. So I'm going to drop a video on that. Now you can clearly see price took that area out, so which means there is every chance this area might be a support whenever price comes back to that area, but we can't judge that now. Let's go to the 3-month time frame and see what's going on. Now, you can clearly see on the 3-month time frame, when price took that high out, we had a creation of fair value. I love seeing these are the best areas where I want to be seeing my fair value. That is why I said if you can really understand how swing point works with fair value gap, with a little bit of market structure, honestly you are good to go. So now we had a fair value gap on the 3-month time frame. Now you can clearly see the fair value gap has done its own work already by pushing price higher. Now because all this move now started from this fair value gap when price came back into this fair value gap. Now this is where it gets interesting. Based on how I analyze and the kind of trader I am, now some of you might disagree with me, it's fine, but this is if by going with the way I analyze and follow and believe in my price action that price is going to come back to that area, and whenever price comes to that area I'll be looking for an entry, you know entry around that area. Now personally I'll be waiting for price to come back into this 3 months swing point right there, because that swing point was the swing point that was left behind inside this fair value gap. And in most cases price always comes back to sweep that liquidity that is dropped inside my fair value gap in an area of swing points. Like now this area, this particular area now was an area on the 12-month time frame. All this area now is an area on the yearly time frame. Now on the 3-month time frame, price created a fair value gap, leaving behind this candle, because it was this first candle that came into this fair value gap, and it was lower than this red candle and lower than this green candle, making it a swing point on the 3-month time frame. Now in most cases I believe price always comes back to this region. So now if by judging by the way I trade and what I'm going to do on BTC, I would wait for price to come back. Now to around this 74k before I start looking for buy. Now, it doesn't mean I am right because this is BTC. It might decide to keep pumping, you understand? But judging by the way I trade, I won't be buying BTC around this area except there is. Now you can clearly see after this fair value gap was respected, price has not created a new fair value gap, though if this yearly candle, this 3 month candle finishes like this, you might have a fair value gap there. But honestly speaking, I believe BTC is going to come back into this area. Now let's see what's going on the monthly time frame. Now on the monthly time frame, you can clearly see with market structure we are still having a break of structure to the upside because this is took out this eye, now taking out this eye too. But I'm not a market structure trader. I'm not a market structure trader. Now what do I do? I'm a swing, I'm a swing points trader. Now you can clearly see we had this swing points right there on the monthly time frame. Now look at this area right there. I want to show you guys something. Now that is a monthly swing point, right? Now let's go to the daily time frame and see what happened around that area. Now you can clearly see price came back and sweep this area. But what did we notice? We noticed there was a fair value gap that was created on that daily time frame right there. This is a daily fair value gap. Now you can clearly see that it was this particular red candle that came into this fair value and left behind this swing point. Now what did price do? Price came back and swept that candle. Now what did you see? That was a massive buy. Now from that daily liquidity, let me delete this so that you can see clearly. From that daily liquidity, all I need to see on the 1 hour time frame is also the same thing that I just did now. Now going to the 1 hour time frame, let's see what price did around that area. This is why I said choose your area wisely. Now you can clearly see, look at this consolidation around that area. Then instantly, what did you notice? We started creating fair value gap to the upside, fair value gap to the upside, fair value gap to the upside. Now all these fair value gaps were all breakaway gap. Now eventually we had a normal fair value gap, which this red candle didn't go above this high. Now if you are taking your entry from this place around this area, from that 1 hour fair value, maybe your stop loss below this candle, whatever it is you want to trade. Now look at maybe a 1 to 5 or a 1 to 6 or whatever. Now but price kept going up from there. Now just try to understand your swing points and how they work. Honestly, they work like miracle. Seriously, works like miracle. Now look at what I just showed you guys from the monthly time frame to the daily time frame to the 1 hour time frame. You can clearly see what price was doing. This is the reason why I said price, let me delete this yearly, I don't need it again. Price is coming back to this swing point to take it out before moving. Price is coming back to this. So now I don't know when it's going to come back, but normal price action, I believe, and with the way I trade, I believe price might come back to this area of 3 months liquidity. Now on the monthly time frame, you can clearly see there is also a swing point right there. The red candle is a swing point. Now let's go to the daily and see what's going on. Now we can clearly see on the daily time frame, price is struggling to pass through that monthly swing point. Now the only time I can consider which I'm not even going to consider at all because I don't like counter trading. I don't even like it. Honestly, that is the best advice I can give you. Don't try it. You would cry. Counter trading is one of those things that makes most trader to quit faster because it will deal with you anytime, any day. Because even if I really want to consider anything around this area, price needs to take out this low first. I need to see a market structure shift or whatever around there before I can start considering if truly BTC might come back to this level of this 3 months liquidity. So me personally, this area is an area because BTC is not even a pair that I trade regularly like that. So I will not rush. All I need to do is set my alert around that area and wait for when price comes back into that area. Now I have my alerts around there. So whatever it is price wants to do, it is free to do anything it wants to do. But for me, I believe price needs to come back to that level of liquidity and sweep it before moving that proper move. Now we can price might come back to this level, then boom, 200k. Honestly, boom, 200k. But I'm not trying to predict the future. Based on what I'm seeing and based on what the chart is telling me, for now, fingers crossed. Let's see what price is going to do. And BTC might decide to just keep moving. Honestly, that is